Little nightcap with the lights low. Quiet cause the neighbors sleep, but it's like the best time to write though. The best lines I write go, some non-fiction, diarrhea effect, diarrhea words, spill them on the track. Homies like, what you gotta do to take it farther? They don't understand, I'm working on myself to deal with stardom. But regardless, it's better than the days when I was starving and the same folks debating if they stay or they unfollow. My social media lowest, I know it's all perspective. I'm test with, seeing my peers travel in Teslas, rings and a couple figures. I'm in a different space, I hope my girl know I'm committed. But if these singles get a ring and go diamond, I'm trying, but the lifestyle in the hourglass, sometimes I question if she watching time. And the last sand hit the surface, and she wonder if the last sink of time was worth it, and she dispersed. So I glide free through the nights in my notes app. I see the stage lights, camera, even actions post rap. I've been acting like patience ain't affect me. These payments ain't been fast enough, and that's the road to wrestling with stresses. Grays in my beard form and fit like Tetris. Gracious that my time near, feeling like an exit from purgatory. I link with Dave, and it's almost like we merging stories. Duo, duplex. In due time, these dues paid, this duo, do flex. It's new days and new ways to do something fresh. The best bet is looking like we. Dizzy off the spins, doing deals high speed. On the spectrum of successes, my light doesn't shine like those. I can't dim it, I can't watch time. I just thrive in the minutes that I'm benefited. The doubt that ruined in my mind, always been evicted.
What's going on, y'all? Y'all already know the vibes. Central Ohio Creators back in the building once again. Jet taking 3 vibes as always. Ohio Keys. You see we got the little different setup with the table. We had to roll out the red carpet for Mr. Joey Aich. He's in the building with us today, y'all. Yes, sir. The superstar in the making. The guy who's really just been, major on the Columbus scene as far as music goes. You know, representing. I saw you at the Crew game. You just had a listening party last night. Saw him on the stage with the Joey Aich Madness tour not too long ago. Like, man's been on fire. It's been a crazy year for you, I would assume.
Yes.
You know, pleasure to have you, bro. Thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Question:
You know.
What's your story and what made you get into music?
I've always been entertainer for real. Like since I was young, it was always just like theater, church plays, church choir in school, and so I've always just been into like entertainment. And then like towards middle school, I think it was like 7th grade, we had the opportunity to like do different projects and stuff. And so that's when I started to get into poetry a little bit more and start writing a little bit more. And they were like, yeah, you could make this project is a science project, you'd do anything for it. So I'm like, all right, I'm about to make a song. And so made a song, rapped in front of the class and stuff. And ever since then, it's kind of like always kind of been there. But then I didn't really get into music until later in high school. Okay. So I've always been like writing, but it was more like diary stuff. It was more like I'm therapy, I guess. So
Spoken word at all?
A little bit. It was just like I'm like in English classes and stuff. It's like writing poetry, like writing lyrics. Like I'm studying lyrics and just writing my own. But like it was never to anything until like high school, and then that's when I started to like actually record. But like I didn't really want to be a rapper at the time because like it just wasn't something that seemed like it didn't seem like it was something that was like a career path, you know, because I'm from like the suburbs of Cleveland. So like for me it was just like everybody leaves, they go to Ohio State, they go to a state school, they go get a good job, they move back and then have a family there, and then like everything just seemed very like already in motion of what was supposed to be. And so I didn't think that music was a career path. Like just you never see it from like the suburbs areas or whatever. So like for me, I didn't really want to do it too much or think of it as a career. And then once I started to get older, like into high school, that's when I was like, okay, I can actually rap. Like I can rap, and I'm telling my story. And then once I went to school, I performed for the first time like my own original music, and I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do.
That's what's up.
Hold on, so you said suburbs of Cleveland. Where at Cleveland?
Woodmere Village is where I'm from. I went to Orange High School.
All right.
And so, yeah, it's like right outside near like Beechwood, Shaker.
So east side though?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I'm on the east side as well.
Okay.
Yeah, east 175th.
Yep.
Shout out to grandma. Mama, you know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Holding it down. But so east side on the suburbs stuff. Now, you said right outside of Beechwood, the Shaker area. So is it like more northeast or is it just like far east?
Far East. Yeah.
Far east. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. That's what's up. I don't know too many people from the suburbs of Cleveland like that was where they grew up at.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Normally it's like all the black people be from the east side.
Yeah.
Every time I meet a black person from Cleveland, we from the east side. You know what I'm saying? Every
Yeah.
single time. It's rare if
But
it's
it's like-
anything else.
But it's like in the areas like you got Cleveland Heights, you
Mhm.
got Shaker Heights,
Yeah.
you got like all that stuff. So
Maple.
like we had Maple. Like
Mhm.
I'm technically from Maple Heights. Like I was
Okay,
born
all
in
right.
Maple Heights, but I moved to Woodmere when I was like 2. So
Shout out to Maple. Y'all know what's
Yeah.
going on too. Yeah, yeah.
and so yeah.
That's a bet. Okay, cool. All right. Go ahead,
That's
Keith.
what's up. So, when it comes to like Columbus old school sound versus new school sound, how do you think you fit in?
I don't like. I'm familiar with the old school sound, but like I moved down here in 2017.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
I moved down here in 2017, and like there were people like Fly Union that I was like listening to, and then
Mhm.
Veda.
Yeah.
But other than that, I wasn't really like too hip until like I started to get older, and I'm like, oh, like J. Rawls,
Yeah.
oh, like Rashad and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And then I'm starting to pick up on just the different sounds and stuff like that. And like, I mean, somebody like J. Rawls, if I was, a little bit younger or a little bit older, I probably would be like working with J. Rawls.
Type.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
that type of production and stuff like that.
For sure.
And so like I think where I kind of fit in is just my style is more 90s, early 2000s, 2010s like
Okay.
ish.
Mm-hmm.
But all based on like I guess traditional backpack rap.
I was gonna
So,
say you consider yourself backpack.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely big
For
jazz
sure.
sport.
For sure. That's what's up. That's what's
Because
up.
when we listen to your music, I hear like J. Cole.
Yeah, J.
Yeah,
Cole,
Most definitely.
like Lupe, like Mac Miller, like those,
Lyrics.
like
Yeah.
around that time, like 2010, around that time, like that's when I started to really like carve what I really wanted to make and stuff. And then I was listening to like Far Side, super heavy,
Okay.
Tribe Called Quest, heavy.
Yes, sir.
And so then I'm like, I remember when I was trying to find beats back in high school, like I didn't know nobody that made beats like that. It was just like, I'm just gonna go on YouTube and type in like jazzy hip hop type beats,
Mm.
Ninth Wonder type beats. But like, I didn't even know Ninth Wonder was a person. I just thought Ninth Wonder was like
The theme or
like
something.
like a style. So
Yeah. I feel it. You mentioned Tribe though. Come on, man. That's one of the go-to hip hop groups
Yeah.
right there. Right? My top 5 rap groups
Yeah.
for sure.
Definitely.
Now back to the old school versus new school. So have you really dug into the Columbus sound, like the Columbus music scene, like since the 2000s or anything? Since you've been here, for a while now, have you like really looked into
but
it?
not like but not like going deep down in and stuff. Like I know different people like Blueprint, for example, Illogic, like
Okay.
and definitely went back and listened to a lot of their music and stuff. Blueprint's actually on my next project and
Oh, that's
stuff.
what's up.
And so just trying to, bridge the gap and everything.
Yeah, we need more of that.
But like even just talking to somebody like Blueprint about like how to make this a career, because like right now, currently I think he's in like Thailand going crazy like on a tour, and for somebody like me, that's kind of where I see my career going, where like I identify more with like Blueprint than I would identify with like the major artists. Like, so you say J. Cole, like I identify more with my career being more like a Blueprint than like a J. Cole at this point.
Okay, yeah, that's
And
what's up.
so like when I hear him talk about, just building your fan base and going and traveling and performing, like that's the stuff that I'm pretty like, I'm interested in that aspect.
I
Okay.
can see that too, cause I mean, like I had mentioned at the beginning, I saw you performing at the Crew Stadium
Yeah.
not too long ago. That was dope. Had the headband with you.
Yeah.
Shout out to the headband too.
Shout
We
out
gon-
to the headband.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
a-
We
man.
gonna get into the headband here in a little bit, but I definitely saw you do that. Obviously, you had H Madness early in the year when it was still, it was like February.
Yeah, that was in the spring, so it's always centered
That's right.
around,
I'm tripping. It was March. I think it was March. Yeah.
March and April. So.
Let's see. What else? What other big performances you've had this year? I know it's been a crazy year. What's some of the biggest ones?
Columbus Arts Festival was another one. 614 Day, Land Grant anniversary party.
You did the Jazz and Rib Fest too, right?
I didn't do Jazz and Rib Fest.
Okay.
Trek did Jazz and Rib Fest.
Okay.
But yeah. Like,
Okay.
Okay.
Wait. No, it wasn't Jazz and Rib Fest. What's the other one? It was like
The
When it, like-
Fest?
not Confest. It was like the Black Musical Festival or something like that. You were like the last
Hip Hop
day.
Expo?
You was like the last day. It was like 3 days.
It was so we did Columbus Arts Festival.
The
So
Black-
That's what it
uh,
was.
Okay.
The Columbus
Yeah,
Arts
so
Festival.
Saturday we headlined the big local art stage.
Yeah, y'all was the final act, right?
Yeah.
On the Saturday night.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. I know it's something like that. Yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to
Yeah.
keep up with y'all, you know. Shout out to Day, you know what I'm
Shout
saying?
out to Dave.
Drummer Day, you already know what's going on too. That's actually how I met Joey
Okay.
H. He's in the headband, one of the lead
Yeah.
drummer, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Only drummer.
yeah, only drummer, yeah, right. You know, only so is it still the main 3 that I saw?
Yeah, so it's Lenasia,
Mhm,
obviously
on the keys.
on the keys,
Mhm.
musical director, like all of that, like
Okay.
GOAT for real.
Her.
And Kevon on bass,
Mhm.
DJ Mike Dow,
Okay.
our DJ, and he's been my DJ forever. So,
Okay.
and then Day drumming.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that healthy balance.
Yeah.
Everything to make a great band.
Oh,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Have you done any like what they call it, the small, what is it, like the small desk performances?
Tiny desk.
Yeah, tiny desk.
We haven't done a tiny desk, but we did have a submission this year.
Okay.
So like
Oh,
that's kind of how we
Y'all
started.
perfect
the year.
for that,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
I can't
like-
wait to see that drop.
And so we did one earlier this year. We submitted, but I mean we didn't get it obviously. But like the video actually helps me now. Like
Mhm.
when I'm going to try to book stuff, and I'm like, oh, they like, oh, that's what y'all. That's the energy y'all bring me, kid.
Mhm.
So
For
it's cool.
sure.
Yo.
For sure.
So can you talk to us about upcoming projects in 2025?
yeah. So right now we just literally had the listening party and video premiere. For a project me and Dave Zup from Cleveland
Okay.
are working on.
Shout out to him.
And
He from the east side as well?
kinda he's kinda more like near downtown. It's like Harvard Denison area, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
So but yeah, like me and him have been working on music over the last couple years, and we finally like looked, we're like, oh, we got a project together. Like and so then we just added a couple more songs.
Yeah.
And then so we're looking to release that at the beginning of 2025. And then I've just been like creatively, I've just been in the pocket. So I've been writing a whole bunch. I've been working on a project this whole year, a solo project, because the last thing I released was in last year, 2023,
Okay.
Open Treehouse
Okay.
Deluxe. And so now it's just like, all right, it's the next thing. Like,
Yes,
so
sir.
I'm real big into, obviously into performing, but like, gotta have new material. you
I
know?
was
So-
going to ask you about that too, because I peeped the latest official release. That is Looking for You, correct?
Yes.
If that's the latest official
Yeah.
release, okay. Because you got a banger, yo, that you had put on IG. You ain't say what the song was called, but he had a banger. He had laced, I think it was like over a promotion. It was like a event or something you had
Uh-huh.
going on. It was a song you had put on. It's recent too. I'm like, where is that song at? Like, I'm looking for that one. I wish I could pull up the post. I might have to put it on there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
On the backside,
I'm
but
trying to think it.
yeah,
Because if it's midsummer,
banger. It's recent. It was recent. Let me see if I
it
can
might
find
be
it real quick.
midsummer. Because I released midsummer like a week and a half before, and that'll be on the album too. So,
Let me see.
yeah, like that'll be on my solo project that's coming next year.
Okay.
Oh no, that's Brown Liquor.
Brown Liquor.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's on Open Treehouse.
That's on Open Tree.
Yeah.
Okay, but I gotta pull that up, but
Yeah.
that on repeat for sure. I was looking for. I'm like, what is this song called?
Yeah, that's Brown Liquor.
Banger for
Okay.
sure, for sure.
Dope.
Now, we spoke just about Looking for You. Make sure y'all go check that out. That's his last official release. How's that been? Where you've been doing so many performances this year, but without actually having to drop new music? What's that been like? Like, how has that been?
It's a balance. So like outside of like the music and the performance of the music, like I handle everything from like the business side of things. So like even submitting like festival like booking stuff, like that's all me. Like trying to reach out to people, that's all me.
So you handle your own marketing, is what you're saying?
Yes,
Okay.
basically.
All
So
right
it's
now.
like-
Okay.
Like strategizing,
Yes,
game
sir.
plans, all that stuff. And
Yeah.
so the last year, 2023, I performed so much that I was like, I don't even have I have no new music. Like people like,
I've been too
you've
busy.
been, they're like, you've been writing? I'm like, I haven't written anything all
Wow.
year. And then so like towards the end of last year and this year, like that's when I wrote a lot of the stuff. And I was like, I'm gonna different pockets of time. I'm gonna actually just sit down and write and just like let it go. Like I think at the end of June, I think I told Aich, I'm like, yeah, I'm not playing nothing outside of these three. We had the Columbus Arts Festival, we had 614 Day, and then we went to West Virginia.
You were in the news too, though.
Yeah,
I see you in the
yeah.
news. So I'm like, this
Yeah.
man everywhere, everywhere.
But like that was in promotion with the Columbus Arts Festival.
Yep.
And so, but like I'm like after this, I'm done performing for a little bit for the summer.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna spend a lot of time just writing and recording stuff, and then sending like ideas and stuff. So working with different producers and stuff, and being like, here's my idea, like let me know, you know, what you think, and we can change things. But yeah, so now this whole year I just been writing a whole bunch.
Okay.
Last couple weeks I've been on a run, so it's
Cooking
just,
up.
Yeah.
All right. Now I see you doing some recent stuff with Natalie's. Is there like so I hear what you're saying as far as like slowing down on performing. Is there gonna be somewhere where like you kind of keep a little consistent home base to still like be out there?
Yeah, like I love performing, like the different venues that have looked out for me, shown love to me in the city. Like I'm always gonna perform there. Like I love performing at Natalie's. They every single time we're there, they treat us well. I'm treated well there even when I'm not performing. Like you know, so it's I when you got that good relationship, it's like hard to be like, oh, I'm about to go perform somewhere else.
Right. I feel
and
that.
so I feel that way about like A&R, the Basement, so Promo West venues, Newport, like
yes, sir.
Natalie's, Ace of Cups, like Ramblin' House, like we were just there last night.
Right.
So it's just like, you know, finding those different places and then, you know, building a rapport with them. And then it's hard to be like, I think of it if you have to pick between like a small intimate room and you got a small intimate room that you got the best, like you already got a rapport with, like why are we switching things up? You know, just go there. So
if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what they say, right?
Yeah. if you get treated well, like just
keep it going. Yeah,
keep it going
for sure. That makes sense.
Now, do you have any upcoming music videos?
Yeah, so we have a music video for Dizzy, and that one is from the project with me and Dave.
Okay.
And we filmed that over the summer, and it's for the song Dizzy, and we're just like, you know, waiting for the project to come out, and then that's when we're gonna release it and everything like that. But yeah, it's real good. It's from my guy Jeffrey Grant Jr. And Kendra Bryant, and like they smoked it. So.
Okay. Nice.
And speaking of music videos, you did drop a music video this year, though. I saw it was it Push?
Yes, for Push. Yeah.
Tell us about that one. That was the only video this year, right?
Yes.
As far as like official music, I saw some other stuff.
So Perry Finley, been working with him since like 2020, and he does like a lot of animation videos, and we actually filmed that a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, maybe.
Wow.
But we've been sitting on it, and we like had kind of ideas for it, and then we didn't really get into it until like this year. We were like, all right, let's revisit that and see what we got, because now like during the promotion of Open Treehouse Deluxe and stuff, it's like, all right, we worked on Siren Town, we worked on this, we worked on Brown Liquor, like let's push, like, you know, like I'm into, I don't know if y'all into wrestling and stuff, like
definitely.
So it's like, you know, when you got another, you know, when you got a wrestler that's like trying to, you know, make the next like build the next star, it's like, you know, you gotta give him the push. So
for sure. Hand them, you know, the throne.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
And so yeah, it was a push, and that was cool to work on, because like there's a lot of stuff that we just kind of talked about, and like in my universe building of music and stuff, like the roller coaster is something that like is big. Like the front cover of my album from 2015, H Files, like has the roller coaster on there. The Open Treehouse has the roller coaster, the whole imagery of like the tree and stuff like that. And so like having a lot of that stuff be weaved into the video was real cool. And yeah, Perry smoked that.
You a nature boy? Like you like being outside? Like is that part of your therapy?
No, I mean, like I like being outside, but like in the woods and stuff. No, I'm not a camper.
Okay.
I'm not a camper.
Okay.
But like I am like, I like being outside. Like I've been riding my bike and stuff.
Okay.
Over the last couple years, and just being like walking and just walking without like headphones and stuff, and just being able to
Listening to
take
the ambiance.
Yeah.
The world is music.
Yeah.
Not the streets and the cars and stuff, but like nature is definitely music in itself.
Like,
Yeah.
Walking in the park, hearing cars go by, listening to, like even like going to bed now, it's kind of hard when I go back home when it's quiet. Where like now, being in the city, I get to hear like get to hear trains go by, get to hear people like just talking, even if it's at midnight or whatever, or like
Life.
police cars, like just stuff like that. You get to hear things like it's
right.
cool.
So like I'm assuming you kind of like referring back to in Cleveland, was it not like that? Like
No.
like more like ducked off?
No, yeah.
Okay.
Wilmere is definitely quiet.
Okay, I feel that.
Okay, cool. Can you talk to us about like Columbus versus Cleveland, like when it comes to like the music or the fashion?
Music, fashion. I mean, the only thing that's like, I moved to Columbus because I was getting opportunities to perform, and like at the time I was like 22 years old, and so I really didn't get to experience Cleveland as an adult. And so like when I was younger, I used to have like a little bit of animosity and stuff, like, man, I'm not getting opportunities and stuff. But like I've grown up and matured and realized like some of the stuff you still gotta I've put in the work here in Columbus, and that's why things are starting to grow. And like versus in Cleveland with my connection with music and stuff, it was a little difficult. Like I was performing at the same places, and I'm like, I'm trying to grow, but like only time I'm really home is when I'm home from college and in the summertime. And so it wasn't really like until I moved where I have a place that I'm actually just all the time like at. And so but as far as both scenes music wise, like it's great. Like Cleveland has some heavy hitters music wise.
Shout out to Doughboy.
Yeah, shout out to Doughboy.
There's a lot of them up there.
Yeah, like and the only thing that's just difficult, and it's here, it's in Cleveland, it's Midwest really, is just like we don't have a lot of infrastructure to like get people, not necessarily get people out, but like really build stars and then get to the point where it's like recognizable here here in Cleveland, here in Ohio, here in Columbus, like where like trying to just beat the whole like you got to move to LA or you got to move to New York or
I feel
Atlanta
that's been
or
Ohio's thing.
And
like everybody from here has been successful as always.
And like
went west. Yeah, I feel
like,
that.
I think something that would be very beneficial for us here is like just having booking agents, having, and even if people want to go like the label route, go label routes, but have like indie label route where like it can help.
Shout out to Mastermind Click. Y'all know what's
like,
going on.
Help build people up, and then that way like we have a whole foundation.
And that's what we working on here at Mastermind Click.
You already know what's going on. Now, speaking of labels, let's stay on the labels for a minute. Are you signed, like as far as like independent? Are you doing anything on the independent sign label?
No.
Do you want to have your own label?
Probably not. I don't want to have a label, unless it's just literally a label that has me, like like that, and me in music with me adjacent, But like I don't want to have a label where I'm doing anything with other people. Like it's
kind of like how Cuddy has his label.
Yeah, like I just feel. And I had a talk with somebody a few years ago, like, hey, I want to have a label and do this and blah 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 blah, and they were just like, well, why aren't you signed? And I'm like, nah, because I don't like labels for real. Like, I'm cool. Like, I want to be able to have, the flexibility and stuff. And she's like, well, what if you're doing the same thing? If you did that, you would be doing the same thing, and you would be preaching a different message than what you were doing right now. And so I'd much rather try to help give people tools to be successful and on their own, at least.
Okay.
That's real. Yeah.
At least for me. That's just me.
I feel that.
That's just me.
I feel that. Everybody doesn't want to manage people.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's like, soak up the game. Let's work together. Let's do what we're gonna do. And then, bro, you've gained so much by us doing this.
Yeah.
Have at it. Go do what you want to do with it.
Yeah.
Like, but that don't mean I gotta manage you.
Yeah. And I think like
I feel that.
I think like label wise, I wouldn't want to do label stuff, but like again in performance, like I want eventually, like I want to be able to have like a booking agency where I have a roster of artists, and then being able to say like, oh, we could get here in Columbus and Ohio. I know the different, basically the formula that I've used to book shows and stuff. Use that for other artists and stuff like that, and then hopefully be able to get them to go to different places and perform and build up their performance stuff.
What I'm getting right now is we talking to a music artist slash businessman slash marketing genius in the making. You know what I'm saying? Might be in the making, but it's sounding like that. So where's that marketing inspiration come from? I'm big on that. You know, I do a lot of brand ambassador work. I've worked with a lot of agencies, you know, in the booking space and that kind of thing. Where does the marketing inspiration come from? What makes you want to be like so hands-on with doing that? Most people are super talented, have no idea how to market themselves. Where does that come from?
It's a mixture of like me inherently of like who I am. Like I'm always somebody that like I could be wearing somebody else's brand, but I'd much rather wear mine. Or then if I'm not wearing mine, I want to wear somebody that I'm, you know, familiar with, I'm connected with, and help bring them along. So, like, I have a bunch of friends who have clothing companies and stuff, and so like if I'm on stage, it's like I want y'all to get more sales and stuff like that. So that's where the marketing aspect of it, and then also for me, it's just lack of resources. Like when I remember being in like high school and early college, like I'm promoting my music, but I'm like spamming. Like you talk about people like I don't want to post 2-3 times a day.
You're gonna have to block me because you're gonna see mine.
I was posting like 7 times a day.
I feel
like,
that, yeah.
And I'll be, you know, transparent. I was not good at the time. Like I was trying, but like it wasn't something that like if I was in the I think of like my peers, my high school peers and people around, like if they saw me posting like 7 times a day and the music wasn't that good, they probably don't follow for sure. Like, but there's people that did follow the whole time and followed the journey. But like for me, that's kind of where it was. Like I gotta be my biggest cheerleader. I gotta be nobody else is gonna promote anything that I have more than I am.
Facts.
And so like for me, that's kind of where it's always been. Like I have to wear my merchandise. I have to promote my music. Like when I do a video on Instagram, we have like a reel and we need music in the background. I need to put my music on there. I need to tell other people to use my music, you know? So then that way we get it out there. And so it's just always been lack of resources and a mixture just
creativity though, you know what I mean?
Like,
you didn't let the lack be the reason you went without. You know what I mean? So that's dope. I can tell too you big on the merch side because the jerseys was hard.
Yes.
And the Aich Madness jerseys was tough.
Yeah.
I was like, they always I can get one of them. Wait, were you able to buy those?
Yeah.
The jerseys?
Yeah, so we did a pre-order. So like I've done merch since I was in college.
Okay.
Like, really.
It
like,
shows because I mean you got some good pieces.
I was like I was pretty
y'all
early.
Y'all see the logo up there, right?
Right there.
You feel me?
I was like early on the merch thing in college where I'm like, I'ma always have something. And like either it be at shows, but I was on college campus. And so at the time I'm like having a bunch of my friends wear my shirts and stuff. So like I think we had
free brand ambassadors.
Yeah, we had a song called 40 Ounce back in like 2013, 2014. Yeah. And it basically just was like a 40 ounce can or bottle, and it just had my name and stuff, and that was the cover art. Okay. And we put it on some t-shirts, and like I sold over $1,000 worth of merch while I was on campus.
Message.
Like sending it to all my friends and stuff from back home or like in college and stuff, and like that's when I was like, oh, this merch is important, you know. And so I've always kind of kept that up, but then as you know you get older and you realize like having extra merch and having inventory is cool so you can bring it to other places, but like spending extra on a jersey and then being like this jersey is sitting, it's not selling or like the front end of it is I know where you're going. Expensive. So like that's I was just like pre-order. I'm like, let's do the pre-orders. Smart. Let's get everything that we can.
Give me y'all some free game right now, man. Make sure y'all listening.
Let's get it early. And then again, like you connect with different companies. So like right now I'm doing a lot of my shirts with my brother who is Benny, works with Midwest Kids, works with a whole bunch of different companies, but he has like his own print shop, Colorblind Studio, and so I say to him, "How many shirts do I need to get?" He's like, "Yeah, like it's my brother, so I get whatever." But like other companies like Franklinton Press is like you need 24.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right. How can I get 24 pre-orders, and the 24 pre-orders makes sure that I could get more shirts, and then I had an inventory, I had an extras for all the shows and stuff. So yeah, always been important to have merchandise. Artists, make sure you get merchandise,
Marketing moves right there,
and
y'all.
get good merchandise too. Don't
Hey,
like
bro, just
quality and everything.
Bro
is
just
important.
gave y'all a little spread right there. that was some game right there. Okay. Now, smart though with the pre-orders. I'm big like on the e-commerce space. I got like certified digital marketing e-commerce. So we got the Beat Hustler in the back, y'all. Y'all know what's going on.
How you doing?
Shouts out to the Beat Hustler. What's going on? Y'all going out the door or what? What we doing? What we doing?
How you doing, man? Maybe we can make it down to the studio here soon. Yes, sir. How y'all doing?
All right.
Mastermind Click, Beat Hustler. Where y'all at? Yeah.
But no, so it's smart though you were saying with the pre-orders because I'm big on the e-commerce and I see that a lot of people like to go pre-order from the jump. They feel like, if I invest in this merch or whatever the case, this load, and then it don't hit, they're going to be stuck with it. So a lot of people go pre-order off the rip. But what you're saying is you already had experience selling merch, you know what I'm saying, physically. And then this time around, you was like, let me go pre-order.
Yeah.
So like what, for somebody who's, in that space, what's the approach to be like, let me go, pre-order this time, or how do you decide when it's time to do each style? Because sometimes it's better to have it on hand. Like you said, you go a lot of different places. Yeah. You don't got time to be like, hey, order it and then you'll see. No, you want to be able to see it in person. Yeah. But then there's other times where it's like, this right here, I got to be a little bit more precise with this, so I'm going to go pre-order. How do you determine what's what?
So sometimes it deals with finances. Like, if you got the money to get a whole bunch of them and you're going to sell these at shows and stuff, if you have a whole run of shows, like, it doesn't make sense to get, like, a small run. Like, why would I get, like, 30 shirts and then the first show or first and second show, I'm selling out of them. And then the next 6 shows I have, people like, you got any larges? And I'm like, nah, why don't you have larges? Like, everybody going, like, large is the biggest, the most popular in size. So, like, when I did the open treehouse ones, I'm like, I'm throwing everything. And part of it is just betting on myself, betting on, like, the product, betting on that, like, people are gonna buy it, and people bought them. So, like, it's easy. And then I take those numbers and I go back and I'm like, okay, next time I get shirts, we don't need to get that many smalls. We don't need to get that many mediums. But I do need 2 XLs because people do get 2 XLs.
Facts. Folks definitely.
Shout out today. 2 XLs. I'm always having them.
Definitely shout out today. Hey, folks, we want them XLs.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Yeah. What we got on here? Go ahead, Keith.
Okay, so what do you consider the best bar you've written so far?
Ooh. Damn.
That's a tough question right there, because all of them be like, yo, baby.
It shouldn't be an easy answer, though. You know what I mean? If it's an easy answer, it's like, I mean, you know what I mean?
Ah, man. Dang. I have one where, like, this is, dang. Dang, I'm low-key stumped. I think, like, one of my favorites is the first, like, line of Jenga 3, and it's like in the second verse, but it's like, reflection is something, reflecting on darkened days when I knew I had nothing, and my todays is something I wish for, I'm searching for more. The cycle continues, I'm back with my genues, rocking, blessing these venues, still chasing something. And, like, I think it's kind of, that one is, like, one of my favorites, because, like, I got into a place where I was, like, always trying to reflect on, like, what's going on and stuff. Okay. And then always, like, the reminder of, like, as far as we go, we still have to reflect and be appreciative of the journey and stuff, because, like, I remember when I didn't have, like, not to say, like, I didn't have anything, but, like, I remember the times when I wanted to be in this position that I'm in right now. And, like, that's forever. Cause like I could go win a Grammy, maybe, and now it's like, oh, but I need to win like 10 Grammys, or I need to go get $1 billion or something like that. But like, you don't want to discount everything else a part of the process because you've accomplished, you know. And so, I think that's every single time I perform it, and like, it's always just a reminder, like. Reflection is special, and being able to appreciate the journey, being able to appreciate like the relationships, being able to appreciate everything that's got us to this point is cool.
Dope.
Yeah. And that'll probably change in like 20 minutes.
Nah, that's powerful though, for sure, because it's really more about the journey than the destination.
Yeah,
so
always.
That's good right there. Make sure y'all do your reflection for sure. Let me see.
I'm probably gonna find out my favorite bar. Like I'm gonna just go through and listen and then be like, ah.
Now, do you feel like there's a do you feel like there's a difference between Columbus old school versus the new school sound, or since you've been here like I feel like since 2017 is still long enough to have an opinion on the sound. Do you feel like there's a glaring difference between the old school Columbus versus new school Columbus, or like what's your opinion on the sound, you know what I'm saying, and where it's at currently versus where it's been?
I still, like, even though I've been here for like since 2017, I don't feel like I'm like overly qualified to like answer that. I would probably, pass that on to like some people, because I'm still somebody who likes to learn. I love to learn. Like I love to immerse myself in just being able to listen. Like and so like I would go to people like Trek Manifest, Dom Deshawn, and talk to them and just be like Soup and be like, what was the
shout
sound?
Out to Soup too.
What was the sound then and versus now? And like it's even cool me being like 30 and still being able to have like conversations and just like I feel like sometimes people want to be like right all the time or have the answer, and like sometimes it's cool to not have the answer and just be able to like learn. So,
facts. No, that's real. That's actually why I asked, because it's like somebody who hasn't been here that long, especially in the music scene. It's like, let me see what he thinks about that, because I'm that person too, where I'm still learning about the Columbus music scene. So the guests that we be bringing in, like I'm soaking it up.
And like I can say, like not necessarily the difference between like 2019 or 2018 and now, like I could kind of have like a better answer for that.
I'm more so looking like 2000s versus like now, because like anybody, not everybody, but like a lot of the people who were in the 2010s, they probably still around. If it was like the good people, they're probably still around. But like the 2000s class is definitely a different squad than the newer younger cast.
And even still, like I still learn about different artists and stuff, like and it comes with meeting people and having different conversations and being like, wow, like I didn't even know y'all were doing this. Like I again talked to Blueprint and I didn't know that his cover, like I didn't know that his, like the cover, I saw it on Twitter once and I was like, man, that's the idea. This is the perfect idea that I have for a cover that I'm working on for this project. I had no idea that Blueprint was in Columbus. I just didn't know. And I was just like, it's a lot of music that goes on and stuff. And so like you don't know until you know.
For sure.
And then like again, like Fly Union, like being able to work with Swift and stuff and have conversations with Swift and talk to him about like opening up for Kendrick and all that stuff. Like I'm always I love having those conversations and stuff. And so I don't know if I really have like the answer as far as like the 2000s versus now.
You really have to dive in and be, like have heard the music to know.
But like I'm still learning. Like,
I feel that.
Still learning that people are from Columbus and not where I met them at. Like because there's people who probably like, yeah, man, Joey Aich is from Columbus. Like, nah, he's from Cleveland. But like, it's kind of one of those things where you won't really know until you know.
Right.
That's true.
I feel that. Now, are there any Columbus artists that you do want to work with though?
Yeah.
Name them. We can help put something together.
Like
at least, who? Okay, if you have a lot of them, who's your top 5 on the list of? I definitely like what they're doing over there. I want to catch up with them.
Like I have people that I still want to work with in like multi genres. Like,
that's what I mean.
Yeah. So like
anybody who's just out here in the city, because we about all sounds.
Yeah. So like Zach Fresh is somebody that I like. We just haven't gotten.
Yeah.
We just really haven't got. Or I mean, we've gotten one on his project, but like I want to have one of
Your
my
project.
own, my
Yeah.
project with
Yeah.
Zach Fresh. He's somebody I want to work with. I just met, like, actually met Rashad
Okay.
a few weeks ago, and
That's
so,
one of the veterans right there.
yeah, like I want to
That would be dope.
I just like want to send the music and see like his thoughts and stuff, because like he worked on, like, again, back to my, like, I didn't know Rashad was,
Signed the So.
yeah, like I didn't
know that either until recently. Yeah.
So I listen to Lincoln Way Nights all the time.
Staley,
That's Staley.
yeah.
Like I listen to him, that album, all the time. And you know, going through it was like Rashad,
Yeah.
producer, Rashad singing, blah blah blah.
Elevator
Like,
music.
yeah, elevator music. I'm like, who is Rashad? And so then everybody was like, oh, Rashad is the one that's featured on the song. So I'm like, okay. But again, like I heard that when I was like 17. So like I'm not really as well versed as looking up credits and all that stuff.
That's funny.
And then I was like, wait, that's Rashad, the producer, and that's the same
person.
Same person.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, he from Columbus? Yeah, I saw him at an event in King Lincoln, and they were like, yeah, that's Rashad. I'm like, oh my god,
that's the dude I was listening to on the song.
Yeah, and like him and J. Rawls had Salve at Land Grant, and I was there, and I just told him, like, I just want to give you your flowers and appreciation for Lincoln Way Nights, because like, and
Classic.
I'm gonna make sure I tell him every single time. But like, he's another person. My friends in the band Magnolia, like they, it'll be like it'll be genre, you know, crossing and stuff like that. But definitely want to do that, and yeah, like I just went on a tangent, so I'm blanking on.
I mean, you said two though. You said Magnolia, and you said Rashad.
Zach Fresh, another
Oh yeah,
one.
Zach Fresh. Yep.
Even some of the young people, like my dude Yakabushi, like
We heard his name before.
we've been working on this stuff for with the Columbus crew.
Okay.
Like I want to work with him, and artists or just producers? Like anybody?
I mean, you already named Rashad.
Yeah,
name anybody.
You and J. Rawls.
J. Rawls, yeah. Because
J.
we
Rawls.
were supposed to work on something, kind of dropped the ball on that one. But yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
It's crazy because, like, I remember when Staley was first coming out, he was on MMG and all of that. Like,
Yeah.
I knew he was from Ohio, but, like, I had no idea, like, he had Columbus producers and stuff. That probably would have, like, made me look like, wait a minute, like, who else out here then? You know what I mean? Like, probably would make me think a little bit. I had no idea there's Columbus producers on the album, man. You know what I mean?
And, like, I thought it was really cool, you know, when we listen to music and we hear people talk about where they're from, and being somebody like, obviously there's Kid Cudi, like Cleveland is a reason, like that was cool. MGK, like I saw MGK pull up to my high school, like that was somebody that inspired me to want to make music, even,
MGK,
or at least take it serious.
For sure.
But then to hear like Staley be like, yeah, you know, I hear people say I'm from New York. Well, I'm from Massillon. You know, I'm proud of it. Like that's something that was big for me. Like it was cool.
For sure.
Be like Ohio pride.
Right, definitely.
As far as Cleveland music inspirations, talk to us. Who's the inspirations? Who were you listening to growing up?
I wasn't really listening to Bone Thugs because I was just too young.
Yeah.
But like I listened to them when I was a kid, but like not really paying attention to a lot of stuff.
You didn't really know who they was like that. Like that.
Kid Cudi, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Chip.
Oh yeah.
Obviously.
Oh yeah.
And MGK, like right there, that was it. And it's all different reasons too. Like Cudi was, you know, being able to be not necessarily emotional. I don't want to just put it there, but like be vulnerable in music. And like he had the song Revev, or I always say the name wrong, but it's REVFEV, whatever. But that song, he says like, I'm your big brother, like in the beginning of the song. I'm like, for me, that's kind of like being relatable with somebody speaking to you, and like in the times where like you might feel like you don't have anybody else, I'm here with my music, so your music is like there for me. So like that was a connection. Chip was always tight with all the
Chip,
blog
yeah.
era.
Sir, that was my
Like,
guy.
Shout out
like
to
Chip the Ripper.
Yeah,
Hey, King Chip too.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
and like with working with like Asheroff, working with Currency, working with
Yeah.
Chuck English, all them like
Oh, yeah.
cool kids.
Oh, yeah.
Like that was
that era.
it was
Yeah.
always cool because like those were artists that I also looked up to, and it's
Yeah.
like King Chip from Cleveland is
Yes,
working
sir.
with them, and then obviously MGK is like superstar, but
Yeah.
like again he pulled up to my high school, and I saw him hustle. Like I saw it visually, like um
It's nice when you
giving
can
the
see it in
tapes and
person.
stuff,
Yeah.
giving the CD 100 miles of running, giving the CDs to people, and going to the mall, going to Blossom Music Festival in Chagrin Falls, and like seeing him just really
Doing it.
hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I that's one thing. Like I know there's a lot of people who give MGK a lot of flack and stuff like that, but like to see the hustle,
Yeah.
and then to see him also like now
He put on for the city.
he puts
man.
on for the city. Like
Definitely.
He put on
we
for the city.
literally
Nobody
just
said.
played the League Park Invitational, the softball game, Midwest Kids and Ilthy, up in Cleveland, and he plays. He brings people out. You know, like it's just stuff like that. Like, and then also seeing him perform at the Brown Stadium and literally like glide from one side of the stadium to the other side of the stadium. Like it's stuff like that. Like yeah, man. Like I'm giving him his credit, his flowers.
And he took $1 million worth of game out there too. Had him
Yeah.
out there on the corner
Yeah.
too. So yeah, he puts on for the city. That's why I rock with him.
And then it's just like a lot of the
he got
homies.
bars too. Like just
Yeah.
keep the buck. He got some bars, so you know.
And it's like a lot of the homies and stuff like around the time when I started to make music and be around, like I'm always inspired by the people that I'm around.
Yeah.
And so like Wes Will, Tay Miles, Chelsea Pastel, Unknown Phrases, like a bunch of people in the scene that we were just working together.
That's all right.
Dope.
Let's see. Okay, yeah. So let's get into the headband, man. Shout out to the headband. Y'all already know what's going on. One more time, we got to mention all the names. We got is it Tunisia?
No, we got Lenasia.
Lenasia, that's right. Lenasia.
Kevon.
Yep, Kevon, Drummer Day, and
DJ Mike Dow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The whole squad. Now, how did you go about putting the band together? Because at first I kind of thought it looked like you was moving around a lot as far as your performances, like different cities. So I thought maybe it was like a local thing. Okay, when he in Columbus, he gonna do this.
Yeah.
But now they full time with you.
Yeah.
So how did that go? How did that come about?
So it came about from Lenasia was playing with my best friend Sarab. And so I've always wanted to work with a band, but like at the time I just didn't know how. I don't know how you start a band. Like I just didn't know. Like I don't play any instruments.
Some people get on Craigslist to start a band.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. And so like I was I remember we had the show in 2022. It was in October, but this is like months before I knew that I had the date. And so then I was talking to Mike. Mike's like, "Yeah, man, I got a wedding that day." And so me and Mike have always, I'm like, if you got a wedding, bro, get the bag, you know?
Right.
And so I went to Chicago to see them perform. And then I was talking to Lenasia, and Lenasia like, "Yeah, man, whenever you want to work and do some band stuff, let me know." I'm like, "All right, cool.
Say
Well,
less.
I'll let you know." And then a few weeks later, I was like, "It's time." And so then Lenasia, Kevon, we had background singers. We had a different drummer at the time. And then now going into 2023 was just like, I want to do this again. It's the first time playing with the band. And then two, like I have a lot of shows coming up, and I want to make these as special as possible. So sitting down, talking with Lenasia and Kevon about just vision, and talking to Mike about vision, you know, and buying into it, and everybody's been bought in. Dave's been bought in. Like Dave is like MVP really, like when it comes to just work ethic, when it comes to sending ideas and stuff. Like Dave is always quick to hit me on the side and just be like, "Yeah, I think we should do this. Like I'm gonna get this this drum head and it's gonna be the logo and stuff like that." Like it's just different things that
Engaged.
Yeah, involved, engaged, and so like before I was kind of like, man, I just want to do it for Columbus shows because it's expensive or it's like. But then when we sit down and we talk, and it's like it's an investment. Like whenever we go and play, people are just like, we need y'all are incredible. So
Yeah.
like before I was kind of like hesitant because I didn't want to waste people's time. I don't want to waste people's like they could be doing something else, especially when it comes to money and stuff. And they're like, yeah, we just want to rock, you know, and we'll figure everything else out because we good. And so it's been good to have like the vision and wanting to build something more than just being like we just gonna play, you know, and just in Columbus or locally. You know?
Right.
That's dope. That's dope. Now, where do you see that going? Like, is it gonna be like Joey H and the headband like 5 years from now? I mean, y'all like showing
for
out
sure.
Madison Square Garden. Is
For
that
sure.
a thing?
For sure. And add into it and like
What would be the next? And I mean, I don't know if y'all already scouting, but like,
Mhm.
what would be the next piece y'all add to the band as far as the sound?
me as the guitar player.
Okay, all right.
Nah,
I can
like
see that too because the
yeah.
energy already crazy on the mic.
Like,
I
I
can
just
definitely
wanna-
see you with the guitar.
I don't know, just like anything. Like we always want to add and build into like what we can do. We brought up Parker Lewis once to play
Okay.
a solo and stuff,
Okay.
and now it's just like the opportunities and everything is just endless. It's just kind of more of like what do we want to do, but also like we're trying to just get to a point where we're traveling and we can experiment with different things and stuff like that. So.
Dope.
Okay. All right. Is there any venues that you want to hit that you haven't already performed at? Preferably here locally.
Here locally,
Anywhere, of course, but you know, locally.
I have not played. Well, just like myself or with like the band.
With the band, I guess.
With the
Yeah,
band? I would love to play Newport with the band.
That would be dope.
That'd be crazy.
I'd love to see y'all at the Newport. I'd be there for that.
I would love to play there.
Newport,
I would love to play at the Columbus Commons.
Okay.
It's another place.
Outside joint.
And
You already hit the crew. A big one.
Yeah.
Oh, what about Nationwide though?
and Nationwide,
Yeah,
yeah.
so Nationwide
Yeah.
is crazy.
Yeah, I saw my dude's camp play there, and that was like inspirational. Like, yeah, and I've been going to their shows for the last couple years and stuff, and seeing them play like 3 sold out nights at Newport in a row, and then
Whole week
go and play Nationwide. Like that was inspirational. That was like one of the biggest shows that I've ever seen, and just been like, man, I'm about to tear up. That was crazy. So.
Dope.
Go ahead, Keith.
Okay, so have you did any acting?
Kinda a little bit. Like more so when I was younger in theater and stuff, but like now, anytime like I have friends who are filmmakers and stuff like that, like I'm like, let me be involved, you know. So when my friends from Loose Films did Poser, it was just like a layup. Like my music is in there already, and so I'm just like, yeah, if there's any way for me to be an extra or be involved with words or whatever, like, you know, anything, like, so, but I'm always open. I'm always open to it.
So Keith is an actor.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in an Amazon show right now.
Okay,
That was filmed right here called Dear Love.
okay, it's on Amazon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Definitely.
Do you have like any actors in the crew? Is there like anybody around you currently doing that where you see like, oh, I might be able to get in, I might do some little cameos? Or...
Kinda. I mean, like my little brother's an actor, and he's in New York, but he's
Word.
so he does more theater and Broadway stuff.
Okay.
But,
He sing too?
yes,
Nice.
he's way better than me.
Nice.
Way better than me, acting way better than me. Yeah.
Shout out, what's his name?
David.
Shout out
yeah.
to him.
Young
Okay.
Dave.
Shout out
Yes,
to Young
sir.
Dave.
For sure.
But he is but him, I got my friend Richard, and a few other people like Abdul. Yeah, I feel like I'll just start naming people, but like
You got
a
some
lot of
actors
people
around.
that are like around, but it's like for them is what music is for me, and like
Okay.
right now, it's the main thing is the main thing. So
I feel that.
I can't start thinking about acting when
Yeah,
I
I feel
gotta.
that.
Yeah.
No time for
gotta
the
get
side
this-
quest.
Yeah,
No time for the side
I'm like, we
quest.
could do side quests, but this is the main thing.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Definitely.
Nah, I feel that.
Now, do you have a top 5 rappers list? Like all time or your favorite?
Kinda, but like, it's always gonna change. Like,
Okay.
it's always gonna change. Like, I guess if we say my favorites, it kind of goes off of like favorites of listening to them, and then there's also like favorites of
Okay.
like people that I follow. So like, or like study
Mm-hmm.
everything that they do. So like, J. Cole, Jay-Z, Kendrick, Mac Miller,
Okay.
Miller, Matt.
and then like right now I'm gonna say because I just been listening to Pilot Talk.
Currency. Shout out to Currency.
Yeah.
But like
That's a good five.
it always changes. Like
Okay.
people move in and out of the top
Yeah.
five. Like it's all the time.
I
Like
feel that.
What was your take on the Drake and Kendrick battle?
I enjoyed the music aspect of it. Like I think it was cool that everybody's like rapping. You know, people are like lyrics and lyricism is in the forefront of the beef. Like I think that was cool, but I'm not somebody that really enjoys like
Seeing
the
it,
beef
The
and the
gossip
tea and
and
all
like
that
all
stuff.
that.
And also stand culture is I could cuss, right?
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
Weird as hell.
So it's just like man, we've at least for me, like we've grown up, at least like my generation have been like to see Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole be like stars. I watched it all unfold, you know. And so like I got videos of me when I was in high school being like last name ever, first name greatest, like you know, like so to see all of that is it's just important to see that those three, even though J. Cole bowed out, which I don't care. Like
I just wish he didn't delete the tape. I thought that part was whack.
And
everything else is like.
And I think like something that is, something that I think has been weird is the way that we've like used hip hop to excuse like
Goofy
antiquated behavior and or like corny behavior.
Yeah.
Cause like if we're friends, right? And again, I don't know these two. I don't know any of them personally, so I can't really say who's a friend and who's not a friend. But like I just think of it on like a personal level. If like me and somebody that I hold as a dear friend of mine, and we supposed to go back and forth, and we supposed to beef, but like we could say that it's like sparring lyrically.
Yeah.
But like you don't want to spar lyrically, because then we could just make a song together.
Exactly.
And then we could say who has the better verses or whatever.
Exactly.
But like, who wants to hear a beef song that doesn't have any tea or anything on it? And like, I know people are just like, oh yeah, you know, it used to be like that on the corner, but it's not the corner anymore. It's 2024. We're putting this stuff on streaming. We doing X, Y. Like, so it's just, I felt like we've excused some of the behavior. Like, if I have a friend, I'm not gonna diss this person because then it leads to like unwanted animosity, you know. And we saying stuff like when Cole was like, "Yo, song was," or the first one was a classic, the next one was trash. Like, all right, now we lying.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Now we lying,
stuff.
and you don't even like. And so I just think like from that aspect, I think it was kind of weird. But overall, I do like that lyrics was in the forefront, and yeah.
For sure. The Columbus reception. Now I know right now, I mean, you shine and obviously the city rocking with you right now. But talk about like when you first got here. What was like the reception? Like how did it feel coming from Cleveland to Columbus? Was it an adjustment? Did it feel like, oh, okay, this ain't no big deal? Like, what was the vibes?
It was cool. It was like, cause it was me and my dude Sarab, and we were both at Denison University, so it's about 30-40 minutes away east, so near Granville or in Granville, near Newark and stuff. But we would just come down and pull up to different shows, different events and stuff, and like it was a lot of love at first. So like we were going to the summit doing like open mics, Knock 5, all that stuff with like Josh Miller and all of them, and like at first it was kind of like, if there was a negative reception, we didn't see it, but but we were like opening up and doing shows. So we did like Independence Day Festival, and we get to meet a lot of people. So like that's when I met like Dom DeShawn. I met like at the time like Corey Parks and stuff. Yeah. Shout out Corey Parks. I don't know where you at, but man, shout out Corey Parks. And just being able to meet like a lot of people in the scene, Hakeem, Colwood, OG Vern, like, and then when I actually. So when we were in school, we were just performing at like what's the venue? It's the Park Street Saloon.
Okay.
We were opening up for a lot of people and stuff. And so the reception was, people were just rocking with it. And it's kind of like, who are those new dudes? But they good though, you know.
Right. I feel that.
And so that was cool. And then when I moved down here, the reception was like, again, my first time coming down here, I found out I was opening up for or playing at Breakaway. So it's always been love. So
For sure.
Oh,
That's hard. I like to hear that too, because you never know what you're gonna hear. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, about Columbus for real, as far as
Yeah.
the vibes go. So that's dope. You came down, got that love off the
yeah,
rip.
it was in no animosity. It was like open arms for real. So
oh.
and now it's just my job as an artist and a transplant is to be somebody that's like doing everything I can to amplify the city and stuff. So,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we need that too. We've spoke about that on the show too before, as far as us needing like a spokesperson or like, you know, saying somebody to really be representing the city, like in that right. Like I mean, on the music tip at that, especially, but just overall, like I mean, you're in a lot of different places to where it's like it's a shining light in a lot of places where people can see it. We need more of those in the city. Yeah, for sure. So.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, what has your experience been like with us today?
it's been cool.
Yeah.
It's been cool. Yeah, it's good. Like good conversation, man, and like good conversation. Questions that like stump, but I always love interviews or whatever where it doesn't feel like it's like
Some DJ last shit.
yeah not even that, it's just like not even an interrogation, like, but it just feels like it's conversation. We can talk about some cool stuff. So.
Most definitely. That's what we look to provide. You know, that's what the whole vibe is about. So let me see. I think like I got one more. Oh yeah. And then how does it feel becoming a star though? Like I don't know. I mean, because you big on reflection, so I know you see what's going on. Like from the moment you've gotten here, you've been able to make your presence felt, and like at this point, 7 years later, how does it feel like looking back on all the progress that's been made and so many green lights and so many people like giving you that open door, letting you through the door? Now, how does that feel?
It feels
and it's still going too.
yeah,
So,
it feels good, and like again, like now being 30 years old, like I remember when I moved here, I was like 22 years old, 23 years old, and it's like now as it's kind of like my duty, my responsibility is to set a blueprint and set a foundation, so then there's the next generation that could come in and like follow and do more, and so that's always been my thing, and it just feels good to just know like everything's been like a positive trajectory, like every year it's like we had this show and we had like 100 people show up. This next time we had 120 people show up. Next time we have 250 show up. And like to just see the positive trajectory is like really cool and something that's inspiring and motivating. Like keeps me going, and trying to just again do my part. Like I'm not from Columbus. Like I just want to do my part to contribute, and so
most definitely. You got a message for the Columbus youth?
Whatever you plan on doing, like be confident in yourself, and like you're only gonna be able to like start doing it when you start to actually do it. Like start. Don't let self-doubt and everything cloud what you're doing. Do it, fail hard, and be able to dust yourself off and keep going, because like trust me, you're gonna keep failing. And I mean I know like the whole thing is like you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That's like
that's true, man.
Like you are always gonna keep failing, and you just gotta keep learning. It's gotta be a learning lesson.
Most definitely.
And just keep going. And anything that you want under the sun, unless obviously when we go into like the capability, I can't go play in the NBA like I wanted to,
but you do got your own March Madness tour though, called the Aich Madness. You feel me? So you see how it still works out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Make sure y'all check for them. Wait, so are they gonna be able to get the jerseys ever again? Will there be like a New Jersey variant?
Yeah.
Because
so
I mean, you still Joey Aich.
Yeah. So we do like a lot of like, especially with the jerseys and stuff. Like
jerseys was fire. Bro.
Yeah. Like we did the basketball jerseys earlier this year. We did the baseball jerseys for
I think I did see that once.
We did those for Wonderbus Music Festival.
Yeah.
And so like now it's whatever the next one is, and like I want to do Aich Madness like every 2 years, so it's like something that people can look forward to. Like so 2026 will be the next one. We'll see. But definitely gonna have more jersey merch.
Big. We get that crew performance where you holding down the whole stadium. We need them soccer jerseys.
Yeah,
So
you
feel
kids
me?
need
them. You know
them.
what I'm saying?
Need the
Definitely
kids.
need
Yes,
that.
sir. Anything else you want to tell the viewers before you get out of here?
Just always love, always inspire. Know that when you wake up, you got superpowers. Thank y'all.
There it is, man.
Yes.
Joey H, y'all. It's been a pleasure to have you in the
Been a
studio
pleasure.
with us
Thank
today.
you, bro.
Thank you.
Superstar in the making, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed this. Soaked up the game. He definitely dropped some gems for y'all in here too. So make sure you run it back as many times as you need to. Until the next episode, though, we out.
Peace.